Hello, beautiful people. It's your girl, Kim of Diamonds, and I am back. Welcome to my Note to Self podcast. I know it's been 2-3 years since the last time I posted an episode on here, but listen, I have been in the trenches and I am back and feeling much more prepared to share the crazy journey that I have been on lately. So right now I'm a full-time artist and I've also started my own artist development company called the Diamond Standard. It is also a cultural and heritage curation company. You know, why? You're like, what the hell is that? Because looking at the market in Malawi where tourism is this major topic, we're failing as a country to figure out our tourism strategy and how we can get the world to want to come to Malawi. And this is something that's very interesting to me as a creative, as an artist, because I'm seeing that as an opportunity for me to venture into that as a creative. I am very much in that phase of my life where I am going with the wind, I am going with the flow, but at least I'm doing what I love. I'm making music, and now I've started a company, an artist development company, a heritage and cultural curation company in the areas of things that naturally pique my interest. I love art, I love consuming it, I love seeing it. And the other day I had the most random moment of realizing that, whoa, there aren't enough rooms in the world to contain all the art that people are creating, which is crazy because what happens when you fill your house with beautiful art and there's no more room? Anyways, let's talk about it. Welcome to my Note to Self podcast. This year, I'm also focusing on gaining 1,000 true fans who are willing to buy my music on the fly. Also, I want to perform more. I want to do more creative works, performances, creative direction stuff, scripting, directing. I mean, the whole works. I really just want to see what I can do for myself this year. I feel like the previous years, it's been about impressing people, impressing the world, impressing family, impressing myself. But now it's like, damn, I just want to have fun with this moment that I have being alive. And I want to encourage you listening to this to say this next period of our lives is about discovering what it means to live an abundant life, an amazing life, a beautiful life, an art-filled life, a great food life. Like, poverty doesn't have to be our friend in this generation, you guys. It does not have to be our friend anymore. Yeah, I could go on. All those lives, not like 9 lives, but all of those lives. So today's topic is about the danger of not trusting your inner North Star and how that can make you go round and around and round in circles because you just are not trusting yourself. You keep trusting everyone else. You're trusting YouTube, you're trusting your family, you're trusting your friends, you're trusting society and culture to tell you what you should be doing, when you should be doing, who you should be doing it with, where and why. But really, you're not trusting yourself in all these decisions that you're making. And I've discovered that it's very dangerous for me to simply allow other people's opinions, whether they're right or wrong, to become my source of justification or validation or acknowledgement, because that's very dangerous. When we overvalue external validation, we tend to lose our artistic essence. This is all coming from my own personal experience, by the way. I'm not preaching at you. I'm basically sharing with you my thoughts from my recent experiences with people. You know, sometimes people give you their opinion of you, of your work, especially as an artist. You could be a music artist, an illustrator, a graphic designer, an animator, whatever it is that you create. The moment we put it out there in the world, it's already subject to opinions and feedback, obviously, good and bad. But then we need to be in a position, I'm learning to be in a position where none of that matters anymore. Like, okay, you don't like that song that I've done. Cool. If 2-3 years from now that becomes your favorite song, what's that conversation gonna be like? Like, I'm also just learning not to trust other people's opinions because people's opinions are there to change. A lot of the times, even I don't like certain songs and then I'll like them a year or 2 or 3 or 5 years later. So you can't trust me. As much as I say I'm an A&R consultant, I will give you my feedback. So my approach to becoming an A&R now, to being an A&R, is that instead of me telling you what I think you should sound like and who you should sound like, when I'm listening to people's music, I am listening with the ear to say that you can improve this thing the way that you've done it in this way. Like, if you can pronounce your words better, okay, fine, could you give us a little bit more rhymes? All right, maybe change the production, the beat could be a little like this, a little like that. So giving constructive criticism for me looks like that as an A&R. I'm not here to curate someone's sound and say, no, you should sound more like so-and-so, because people's tastes and opinions change all the time. I don't want to work with artists whom I have to build a fake identity with. I'm not building a fake identity for Kim of Diamonds or for myself as Kim. I want the realest essence of me to be what people see And I want that to be what brings in the money. That is my aspiration at the Diamond Standard, to say Kim of Diamonds as an artist is signed to the Diamond Standard. And her work and who she is, what she stands for as her most authentic, unapologetic self is a money magnet. And it's the same thing for every other artist that we're working with right now, to say, listen, we're not going to try to change you and make you palatable to the Malawian audience or even to the global audience, because at the end of the day, someone is pulling the strings. We might as well dare to be who we choose to be. And that can change at any moment in time, and that's perfectly fine. That's part of our personal lives, our authentic stories. But it should not be based on what we think Malawians want to hear from us, or the African continent, or the global. What do they know? What do they know? We are here to follow our Northern Star. That inner voice, that intuition inside of you that says, do ABC. You can't even explain why. But when you do it, you always see the why. They say, oh, damn, I was ahead of the game. I was ahead of the time, and that's okay. I know that was a very long introduction, but welcome to my world. I would try to keep this as short as possible in future episodes. First of all, the danger of overvaluing other people's opinions. When we say external opinions these days, we're not just talking about people's comments, we're talking about likes. Sometimes we post videos, pictures, and nobody likes, nobody comments, there's no engagement. Like what? Like in my case, I look at my Instagram and I'm so shocked at how many followers that I have, and then the engagement is just like ridiculously low. And for a long time, that used to bug me, like what the hell is going on? And I got to the conclusion that a lot of people are stalkers, as you probably have also concluded. A lot of people are stalkers, because tell me why my account is having 25,000 views in the last 30 days and there's no new follower like that. Okay, there's new followers, but you get what I'm trying to say. And yet there's no increase in the engagement or whatever. So it's like people just want to follow you to watch what you do. And so as an artist, I'm talking to you right now, or whatever other field you're in, we are living in a world where people are interested in just watching. People are just watchers. They don't even want to comment. They're not even going to contribute. They just want to watch and see what you're doing. And so you can't wait around for people like that to like you. You can't wait around for people like that to come around before you start posting your stuff or sharing your story. And here's something interesting that I've come across when I'm encountering fellow young Malawian women in creative spaces. A lot of us are not thinking about creating an actual brand out of our gifts and our talents. We are just performing as people who are doing poetry, spoken word, singing, music, producing, acting, fashion. A lot of people are not thinking of themselves as big brands. They're really taking the hobby approach. And I never understood this concept, but now I do. But what am I saying? We have to take ourselves seriously, first of all. And I'm not saying that means being uptight or holier than thou. But what I'm saying, we have to change the way that we're viewing our work as creative artists. We know that it is personal. So why don't we approach it as a special thing and turn that into business, into a brand that allows us to do more of the things that we want? And that depends on our opinion of ourselves, not that of the world. And so that comes from deep inside. The creative expression and the things that we're creating, those things are coming from deep inside of us. People don't know where we're coming from. People don't know where we're going. They don't know our experiences, our traumas, our victories, our challenges. They don't know our mountains and our valleys. So how comes we trust other people's opinions so much? How comes we're trusting what social media is curating to us as being the in thing, as that being the thing that we have to succumb ourselves to? We are living in an era of bold creatives. We have to be bold as young creatives, young artists, young curators of African and local culture. That is who we are as young global citizens. Because how can we expect the world to take us seriously if we're not taking our own stuff seriously? And speaking of tourism, how can the world want to come and consume Malawian creative works if ourselves, we're not proud of those things, we're not curating different things, we're just copying and pasting. I don't know where you're listening to this from, but we have to be bold and courageous. I know not everyone reads the Bible here, but the verse that talks about be bold and courageous is sprinkled all the way throughout the Bible so many times. There must be a reason why the Most High was talking about being bold and courageous, because it's so easy for us to lose our marbles when we are just looking for external validation. Now, as soon as we share our work, we have to be ready for public opinion. I don't like that song. oh, I don't like that verse, oh, I don't like the way you sang it, why don't you sing in English or Chichewa or Shona or whatever other language, why don't you do that more? You need to do more African sounding music. Like, these are all the opinions I've heard, guys. It's crazy. So people will always have feedback for you. Some of that feedback is helpful, depending on how you look at it. Some of it is harmful as well. So being in a position as a young creative of recognizing when people's opinions are useless and when they're actually helpful is so important. That's something that I'm working on right now. It's crazy because I'm the kind of person that loves to learn from other people and just life and things in general. I thrive off of learning. That's just the way I am. But I'm also learning to not allow that to be the way that people now shape me into who they think I need to be. Just because I'm curious, just because I am excited about learning. It's not my problem, right? So now I'm becoming the kind of person that says, I really don't care what you think about my working, what I'm creating, because sometimes you are trailing behind. Maybe you haven't understood. Maybe this art piece, this song doesn't speak to you right now. The lyrics don't speak to you right now. The melody don't speak to you right now, but maybe they will, and maybe they won't. The world is gonna still keep rolling. So why should I build a whole castle around someone's opinion? That's where we're at right now, you guys. And I just want to encourage you to tap into that big time. It's not that you're not teachable. There's a difference. People will turn around and say, now you're not teachable. You're being prideful, arrogant. You're acting like you know everything. No, I'm not. I'm learning to grow a backbone. I'm learning to formulate my own experiences. I'm learning to formulate my own approach, my own perspective. Let it be informed by my own personal experiences and, of course, that of others. But even that with a pinch of salt, because at the end of the day, feedback is powerful. But relying on it too much, it can lead to other people taking you off your path. It can lead to you going round and round and round in circles, like the Israelites did, because they did not believe. Because they did not believe they had the capacity, the ability, and the direction and the strength and the power to go and enter God's promised land, what God had promised for them. Is that you today? Is that me today? I really have moments where I think about these things and say, what areas of my life am I not allowing myself to enter the promised land? What areas in your life, what goodness are you depriving yourself of because you lack the ability to believe in yourself, in what you're building? And sometimes we hide behind collaborations, working with other people, and that derails us as well. And I'm very, very much guilty of this. I did this last year. I learned so much from that collaboration, but then I definitely must have been hiding behind it. But the lessons were learned. I also realized that I might have been afraid of stepping up by myself because I wanted support, I wanted partnership, that's what we all want, community. But then sometimes you don't get to have that. And it is what it is. And so I've learned from those experiences from last year and even other times before that with other people, that sometimes we hide behind other people's dreams to avoid working on our own. Some people prefer to work in offices, and that's fine. Not everyone can run a business, not everyone can start a creative company. But for some people, we know who we are. We know that our duty is to be here and create platforms and environments and ecosystems that can help others to actualize who they are in this lifetime. And as those type of people, we can't be hiding behind other people's dreams and other people's whatever direction that they're taking. We really have to be very strong, bold, and courageous. So yeah, man, if you're hiding behind other people's dreams, you're always so eager to help other people and their visions because they align with yours, you better check yourself before you break yourself. I recognize that pattern very well. That's you procrastinating from having to deal with your own vision, having to sit down and write it down and figure out the nitty-gritties and the information. And it's very tedious, but it's the work that you're running away from. And it's funny that you're willing to do that type of work for other people. It's insane because now you're putting millions. If you can put millions into other people's accounts, you can definitely do the same for yourself. So yeah, that's something that we need to keep in mind. Don't hide. Don't be hiding anymore. This is your cue to stop hiding. Now, the other thing is that many great artists all around the world have been told that they would not succeed. Imagine if they had listened. Imagine if they had paid attention. We would not have any of their masterpieces. As an artist, we have to really cultivate that mindset that says, I have to be okay to walk alone. I have to be okay to know not every one of my masterpieces is going to be appreciated as such the moment that I release them, the moment that I create and put them out into the world. It might take 10 years, 5 years, 2 years, even a decade or 100 years or centuries later when I'm gone. That's when people are going to be like, oh my God, she was such a badass songwriter or singer or musician or creative or whatever, or icon, blah, blah, blah. So we can't be waiting around for the world to tell us that we can get the party started. This party started, I'm talking about, is life, and us making sure that we're living it the best way that we can. Other thing that I realized, as young people, we've been born into a world that was predestined before us to put people into boxes. So trying to get out of that box is tedious, it's uncomfortable. I hate it. I really, really hate it. But it's something that we still have to do because we can't go out the way that some of our ancestors did, and we can't let their efforts to give us independence and a beautiful life go to waste. We owe it to them, owe it to ourselves, we owe it to the future generation to be excellent. Black excellence is a real thing, you guys. We owe it to ourselves to manifest as the most excellent beings ever. That's the people that I see, knowing that we sometimes undervalue ourselves and we're so good at giving our stuff for free in the name of wanting to be nice. But these days I'm learning I can still be nice and still be a bitch. So that's okay. That balance is okay. How do we sift through all of the noise that the world is throwing at us? The algorithms are going crazy, the social medias are going crazy, the blogs are going crazy, constant comparisons. This person is not like this person sings better than this person, everyone needs to freaking calm down, first of all. Because it's actually a privilege and an honor for the world that it experiences other people's artistic creations. We don't have to release this music. Imagine if all the creators in the world decided to stop releasing their creative work. What the hell would happen? There would be silence. There would be no color. There would be nothing beautiful to look at. Art is literally the blood of the world. It runs through everything from nature to nurture. Art is everywhere. So when people are passing off their opinions just to make money, because now clearly the music industry was also inbuilt with a mechanism to capitalize off of opinions, off of people's perspectives on other people's creative, authentic expressions. And then from there, people started to manufacture experiences to trigger certain responses, to get numbers, to then get money flowing in. So that's the backdrop we're working with, you guys. So we always have to choose sometimes to ride that wave or go the opposite direction. Sure, you can make commercial art for the sake of royalties, making money right here, right now, because why not? But also you can add into your catalog long-lasting legacy, creative pieces that are going to continue to increase in value with time and over time. You know what I'm saying? So how do we sift through the noise? How do you distinguish between helpful insights from soul-crushing criticism? If I paid attention to every comment on my socials, I'll probably stop doing music, posting pictures, doing videos. The people out there, the energy out there is of people who are cowards, hiding behind keyboards. They don't want to see people like us winning. Well, I'm a fucking winner. I cannot be stopped. Literally, I cannot be stopped. I intend on increasing the pressure because who cares? You see yourself, you hear yourself, you appreciate yourself. You better act like that. You better walk around with your head held high. That's what I'm trying to see. Here are some of the questions that I ask myself to separate between soul-crushing criticism and helpful feedback from people. Who is giving me this feedback? But even then, you guys, when family gives me feedback, I'm skeptical because I also know that they have a limited perspective. They can only advise me so far. They've lived their lives the way that they've lived them. They have different experiences, point of views, and belief systems different from mine. We might intersect in some areas, but I've also learned to take their opinion with a pinch of salt. Same with friends and even more with strangers. I don't believe everything that I read on the internet about my music, about me, about anything that I'm doing. I want you and me to grow a backbone this year. Listen, even if someone claims to understand you or your vision, they cannot entirely understand it. To some people, you might appear to be a fleeting person all over the place, or like an uptight person, a rigid person. They don't understand what season of your life you're in. Maybe you're trying to save money. Maybe what you need the most right now is discipline. How would they fucking know? They're not you. And that's why you can't even believe the feedback or the experiences or expressions that you get from other people. You really have to reel that shit in. The other question you can ask yourself is, does this person's feedback on opinion, does it align with my goals? Is it matching with where I'm going? If they don't know where I'm going, why am I valuing what they think like that? That for me is a massive question. Only me and inner man, inner woman knows our vision and where we're going. So if this person gives us a feedback, Is it aligning with where we're going, or is it misdirecting us? Is it helpful, or is it utter trash? We really have to ask these questions to avoid wasting time valuing people's opinions for no reason. The other question is it constructive? Okay, they've said they don't like this, they don't like my fashion, they don't like my production, they don't like my music, they don't like my poetry, they don't like my rap or whatever. Okay, is there a point to what they're saying, and how can I use that to refine my craft? Personally, whenever someone says they don't like my music, they don't like a certain song of mine, the way that I'm rapping, the way that I'm singing, I'm just like, cool, that's fine. Because it's a journey. I'm on a journey, man. Sometimes I will have the most exquisite bodies of work, and other times the bodies of work will be different. But also sometimes it takes time for that body of work to add value to the space or people's lives. I don't have to sit around and babysit the value and impact of everything that I create. Then that takes out the fun out of living. I'm supposed to take constructive feedback and criticism. I definitely do. I don't know, man. I'm quite open-minded to hearing what other people think, which is why I'm saying now I'm flipping that coin to say, as much as I'm open-minded to what other people think, I'm also aware of the fact that these people are not me. They don't know where I've come from. They don't know where I'm at. They don't know where I'm trying to go. They don't know my emotions or even my desires and needs right now. So why would I place my whole life on the line and the way that I feel about myself? Why would I place all of that into the hands of someone else outside of me who's trying to figure shit out for themselves too? Sounds like suicide to me. So no thank you. We don't have to agree with everyone's perspective on our work. It's okay. You don't like it, I don't have to agree with you. This shit might be my favorite thing to date. You know, there's some bodies of work that we put out there that are our personal favorites as artists, but they're not our fans' personal favorites. And that can be for all kinds of reasons. And then there's some songs where we put out there and fans love them and they were our least favorite. And you know the common thing between those two sides of the same coin? It's that both parties are feeling different, going through different things in their lives. And so that affects how they take in work or how they put out work and how they feel about music, how they feel about words, how they feel about melodies. And that right there is the intricate world of creativity. We cannot always agree on everything, on perspectives to do with our work. We cannot always agree. We can agree to disagree. And at the end of the day, we all know that art is subjective. We're living at a time where people want to make art objective. No, man, it is subjective. Your cup of tea might not be my cup of tea. There's some music that I listen to and I just switch it off. There's some music, some artists, I'm not even concerned if they've dropped a brand new song. I don't take that shit personally. When people don't know my music, I don't take any of that personally, because there are people out there who I don't even follow. I don't even pay attention to like that either. There's some people when they release new music, I want to know and hear exactly what it is. And there are people when they do that, I'm barely even interested. I am learning how to honor my artistic journey. I am learning how to accept that this is my life. Really, it's our lives, guys. This is not social media's life. This is not a dress rehearsal. We all experience different creative phases. Some days we are feeling inspired. Other days we are feeling doubtful. There are songs I've written and I'm like, thrown them away. The whole thing. Then there's songs I've written and I'm obsessed. Some days I feel like the greatest songwriter of all time. Other days I'm just like, what the hell is this? Like, I'm out of things to say, but I'm feeling so much. Some days I fail to express how I'm feeling through lyrics and words. Other days, super easy. Really, really easy. It's insane. And so for me to not give myself the grace to allow myself to still create, even in my down moments, to only create when I'm feeling good and confident, that doesn't sound like my energy, and that should not be your energy either. We should be in a place where we can create regardless. Let's honor our artistic journey, being able to create in the down times, in the high times, in the great times, in the low times. That's what we're here to do. That's how we get to paint our own canvases. That's how we get to tell our most authentic stories. Well, we're crying, but we're painting. That might be the world's favorite art piece if their opinion matters at all, you know? But also remembering that no single phase actually defines our entire journey. We are always going through different phases. The music that I used to release years and years back, I'm proud of it so much because it opened the door to discovering the music I'm making now. Next year, I will not be making the same type of music. I'll probably be making a different type of music. And I hope so because I'm an evolving being and that's okay. As an artist, as a music artist, as a songwriter, all of these elements are supposed to evolve over time. Art and artists are supposed to evolve over time. Instead of us worrying about how other people see our work, we always have to ask ourselves, does this feel true to me? If I was to perform this, I always think about this when I'm writing songs. If I was to perform this 1,000 times over, would I like it, or would I be cringing? If I'm cringing, I'm throwing that whole thing away, And also, does this art piece, does my work actually reflect my growth, my passion, my perspective? I have to honor what I'm feeling right now. If I'm feeling heartbroken, I'm gonna write heartbroken songs. If I'm feeling in love, I'm gonna write beautiful love songs. And that's okay. And if the world or people are like, oh, you're always writing love songs, you're always writing heartbreak songs, you're always writing freedom fighting songs, it's like, shut up, write your own songs. Write your own songs then, because my work is supposed to reflect me, what I'm thinking, how I view the world, how I'm feeling, what I'm going through. Yeah, and if people outside of me don't like that, that's okay. If you're able to say, yes, this feels true to me, this does reflect my growth and my passion and my perspective, then you are on the right path. Sometimes you wonder if you're on the right path. You're on the right path if everything that you're creating right now, when you look at it, when you share it over and over again, it feels good to you, it feels great to you. Can notice the growth in yourself. It feels great. The focus, it feels good. Which is why I guess it becomes very personal for me to protect myself from allowing other people's external opinions and validations to affect how much I value what I am building for myself every day. I'm doing this every day. Other people only get to listen to 3 minutes of my time. Meanwhile, I am spending hours and hours and hours writing songs and recording. I'm experiencing that. So to allow someone else who's only experiencing 3 minutes of me to form a tangible or even believable opinion and criticism of my work, it's unbelievable. It's crazy. It is crazy. It's actually insane to expect someone outside of me to validate my own inner experience. It's crazy, and yet we do that all the time. I do that all the time, and that right there is exactly what I'm working to close. In closing, here are my biggest takeaways for myself, and I'm hoping that you listening to this will feel bold enough to keep pushing. Keep on pushing in your art. Keep believing in yourself. Have a plan. Figure it out. Wing it out. Adjust your plan, collaborate strategically, and believe in yourself a whole lot more than you believe in the world. Your art is yours. Art that we're creating is completely ours. Only we can create what we are making right now, and we have to trust our inner North Star. Yes, we can take feedback. Yes, we can listen to people's opinions, but we cannot allow it to define us. We cannot allow it to take us off our path, our vision. Sometimes you allow people's opinions and it fucks up your whole vibe, fucks up your whole creativity. That's why I don't pick up phone calls when I'm writing songs, or even when I'm just at home, bro, because some people's energies will just put you in the wrong state of mind, block you from writing, block you from recording, block you from the very thing that you're supposed to do. And so whenever you recognize energies like that every time you talk to those people, you no longer feel like recording, like writing or creating, cut those people off. Honestly, cut them off. Because what do you mean? There are people you meet and they inspire you to write more, to sing more, to perform more, to dance more, to create more. Those are the people we keep in our lives moving forward. Appreciating our own journeys is very important. Our journeys are unfolding every day and no day is the same. We have to learn to appreciate our personal creative journeys, and our voice matters. Our vision is very much valid, and the world needs me. The world needs you. The world needs our unique creativity, believe it or not. And the funny thing is, we know when someone is copying. We know when someone is an imitation of something else. We know when people are just imitating people's songs, imitating art, imitating fashion pieces. And we can also know and feel it when someone is creating authentically and original stuff, be it music, art pieces, films, fashion. We can feel the energy. And so the world does need our unique creativity. We have to embrace it. And so, I hope this episode was very helpful to you. Join me in my next episodes. I don't even know what I'm going to be talking about. If this episode resonated with you, make sure you do share it with a fellow artist, regardless of people's opinions. Until next time, keep creating, keep growing, and keep trusting yourself. Peace and love from me to you.